Today, there's a couple of modules that I want to talk about. One I just installed, I think last week. It's pretty simple. It's this autocomplete form status based on a required fields module. And what it does is you can set it to automatically set the complete status when all of your required fields are entered. I thought this would be helpful for some people because we have projects where they have required fields. Somebody didn't fill out all the required fields. They saved a form and just ignored the error that said that you missed a required field and moved on. And so if you have this enabled in your project, you can have it set to automatically turn your instrument to complete if all the required fields are filled in. And in that way, at a glance, you can see that those required fields have all been filled in. It's a very simple module. Documentation is very sparse, straight to the point. So I've already enabled the module, and I built this little project here that just has a couple of fields. And the required fields I have here are first name, last name, and date of birth. So if we go to add a record, and you can see here when you open up a record, a new record in REDCap, this is marked as incomplete. And you would have to manually select whether it was unverified or complete if you weren't using this module. But I'm going to fill in data. Now that everything is complete, it's going to say incomplete until you save it. So if we save and stay, it automatically updates to complete. And you'll see here in the record status dashboard that this is marked as complete. So if I go back and add another record, and I'll just leave this blank, it's going to tell me that not all the fields are filled in. I'm going to ignore it, and I'm going to leave the record. And this is marked as incomplete. So if I go back and I add that record, that value, and then save and stay, now it updates to complete. And you can see here in the record status dashboard that it's marked as complete. So I thought that was a very simple external module that could be helpful for people, especially when you're dealing with a lot of records. And it doesn't require any configuration at all. Well, it doesn't require any configuration, but it has some in it. You can mark your status field. I have it marked to show as it is, so it just displays it. You can have it hidden, so people filling out the data won't see it. And then you can have it disabled. Disabled might be helpful because then you don't have people going in and, changing it. So like, let's say for that second record, I put Terry's name in, but I left the date of birth out. It prompts me and says that I've ignored a required field, and I say, yeah, okay. But I can go back and I can change that to complete anyway. So if you are going to use this, it might be helpful to have it disabled. So that way nobody can go in and change it to complete unless all those required fields are filled in. I don't know how helpful it would be to have it hidden, because then you wouldn't be able to see it in a record. You would have to see it in the record status dashboard based on the color of the little circle for the instrument. But it might be something where you don't even want to give the person the option of messing with it or anything like that. You can also limit it to specific instruments. So maybe if you have a survey that goes out to people and you want that separate from some data entry form that you have your internal team filling out, you can add it here. So if I had multiple forms, I could select it, and if I had another form, I could add it here. But if I leave it blank, it just applies to all the forms. So any questions about that?